Hey everyone, Laser Edition here. Today we're gonna be playing Really Beau's Rage Guildsworn deck. It's really cool. It's got some nice top end with things like Maroc and Stow the Sill, Laneth to tutor for your bombs or some removal if you really need it, Varanacularios because it's a really good card, Abnertharn because we have a ton of absurdly good summon effects in this deck, and then Rage to top it all off with a whole bunch of ways to gain life and a lot of prophecies down at the bottom. One of the good things about this deck is it does have a relatively high prophecy count. 18 is kind of a lot, so you can usually be not counting on it, but if you're behind, you're probably going to be okay. At least they're not putting out too much pressure. We don't run any AoE other than Cradle Crush Giant. That's why we run 3 of them, as well as Abnertharn counts as, another one. And then there are a whole bunch of guards and healing tools to kind of get you to your big stuff, like Broom of Profiteers, Ravenous Hungers, and then guards like your Hive Defenders and your Phalanx Exemplars. A little bit of removal between Javelins, Cast into Times, and Executes, and then draw engines in Grey Viper Brigands, as well as Guildsworn Apprentices, and some other just good stuff in this deck. It's a lot of fun. You can play it in a lot of different ways, more proactive, more reactive. I suggest playing it proactively. I think it's stronger that way. But yeah, we're gonna try this one out because it was really fun when I was testing it yesterday. All right, we are going to queue up with what I'm calling both the Sill Rage, just because, I don't know, wordplay's fun. We'll see if we can snag a win or two with it. All right, we are against a mage, which we don't see often, so that's kind of cool. Ooh, and they're in respectable rank legend. Yeah, those cards are kind of fine. I'm expecting that this is either tokens or the Manic Jack keyword soup action mage. Probably tokens if they're legend. Unless they're futzing about with a new build just for fun. So we could ring one of these out. I am going to do that because that will help me determine what kind of deck they are playing. Because if they have an Execute, that means a lot. Yep, Marked Man, they are in fact tokens. Kind of how I expected. Getting 2 Golden Initiates is kind of fantastic. If they're going to try and pressure us, then that means we can keep some of the pressure off the board, which is great. Pit Lion sucks. But we can kind of work around that. Let's get out the other apprentice. Okay, so we're getting all of our early game and all of our prophecies in our hand in the first 3 turns. That's not terrible.
Training is over. It's time to act. Hold the line.
Yep, they get a whole bunch of Deuterinos. Javelin is great. We can Jav next turn. I actually want to shackle that so that he can't trade into my Initiate, and I can use it to take out the 5th Legion Trainer next turn. Losing one of the Guildsworn Apprentices is not very meaningful. That's already done its job at this point. Okay, him having to Jav that is great. So, usually it's better to play your creatures before you play your spells. As such, I'm going to take the comparatively proactive line. He can trade this, I'm fine with that. The important thing is this still hasn't gotten to swing. Yep. Okay, so him drawing some cards is kind of a bummer, but it's not a terrible thing. And Broom of Profiteer. Dushnik is really nice. Want to keep that for Fervor probably though. And actually at this point I kind of want him to hit me. I need some cards. So I'm going to give him the opportunity. Yeah, there it is. Exactly what we were saving the Dushnik for. Yep, that's perfect. Our late game is going to be more impactful than Janice's late game, so we're in a pretty good position so far. That's fine, that still trades. That's actually a very good development for us. So now we get to control field lane, and he is going to have to go to the Shadow where we can use some of our reactive cards to try and something done. Execute becomes significantly worse with Divine Fervor on board, so that's a shame. Oh boy. Ooh, and that went field? Huh. That's interesting. I may actually just need to rage. I think that's the correct play, unfortunately. Keeps us alive, keeps plenty of damage off of the board. If he attacks, we get a card, which is lovely. Belligerent Giant is fantastic here because we can take out the other Divine Fervor and also get something going on the board. I think Natasha's walking in.
Really? I lied. We were doing 5:30. So.
Makes sense. I'm also recording a video right now, so say hi.
Hi.
So we can actually turn the pressure on now. We can go ahead and use Abertharn to flip the Cavalier off back into the hand. And Phalanx Exemplar can, if any prophecies get hit, get us a card. Alright, so we're going to just go ahead and try and, win on the next couple turns. They are low on tempo. We had a couple high tempo plays, which means we can start going on the offensive. And Token Mage usually doesn't have a ton of reactive tools. Maybe Javelins, probably not. If they run them, I think it's probably wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if I saw it. Sure. It's a great card. But I don't think it's going to do a ton for you right now. You've still only played creatures. You didn't play your guard creature, which has me confused. Let me draw a rage! Let me draw a rage. Let me do it. Let me do it! Dang. Alright, going this way for skipping a rune. And there we go. Nice little mid-range pivot where we have some high-tempo plays that we can use to transition from the reactive defensive role to the proactive offensive role. It's what this deck's great at. It's why it's so much fun, because you can do a pretty good job of protecting yourself in the early game and then go on the offensive and swing it in your side afterward. So yeah, that is... Ooh, got rewards too. So that is Bothacil Rage. Super fun deck. Really, really cool. It's basically just a little more defensive version of mid-battle mage with some nice blue tools thrown in, some nice control-y blue tools, as well as a little bit of reach and some utility at the top end, along with a couple more bombs than you would usually see at a couple of Magicka points higher than usual mid-battle mage. But yeah, super fun. Give it a shot. It was banned away from Really Beau for the entirety of the top 8, if that gives you any indication of how scary this deck is. So give it a shot. Let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more of this content, and I will see you next time.